Hey you. Well, by now you've probably gotten clear that one of the first ways to reduce overwhelm is to create some focus, to create some space. And the way to keep that space is to honour it with boundaries. Now, if you're not totally clear about this and you haven't watched video 1 and 2, what I want you to do is to stop this right now and go back and do that first. And when you've done that, or if you've already done that, you might have actually noticed that this video is styled a little bit differently to the first two. So before I actually get into the content, I want to share something with you that's super important about that. So I put off making videos for ages, like for a really long time, because I thought I didn't know how, I didn't have all the right gear, it had to look really professional and it had to be perfect and right, all the usual collection of blah, blah, blah about why we can't do things. Then I just happened to be with someone who knew all the stuff and had all the gear. And so I made my first video and it was actually really easy and pretty cool. And so I moved past that place of all those excuses and that discomfort. But while I was there, I actually only got to make 2 of the 3 videos I wanted to make. And right at the point where I was about to bust through that whole I can't make videos drama, I thought I'm going to have to stop. So I decided that this wasn't going to stop me and that I would take imperfect action. Because you know what? The message of this video is way, way more important to me and getting that out to the world than whether or not it looks the same, I've got the right gear, it sounds the same. So I'm prepared to put aside all that other stuff and just create this video imperfectly, not worrying about whether or not it looks right, not worrying about exactly how it is, so that I can get it out to you in the world. So that's what I'm doing. Today, I'm just making this video. So no more waiting for me or for you. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to stop waiting? Are you prepared to stop the excuses of busy and tired and overwhelmed from blocking you from seeing the windows of opportunity that exist in your time, in your day, to do the things that you love in a dedicated and focused way? Are you ready to actually have more time to spend with the people that you love doing what you love without the distraction of all the other things that have to get done? If you are ready for that, then here is a simple, doable, tried and tested method to create more time, simply by identifying windows of time and creating or building your support network. So, step 1. Stop and breathe. You need to carve out 1 hour of time. That's all. That's all you need to do to start with. Step 2. Make yourself a cup of tea or a juice or just a big fat glass of water. I want you to go and sit in your magic space, and I want to make sure that everything is set up with your boundaries so that you're going to be undisturbed. I want you to get 5 sheets of paper and something to write with. And I want you to sit somewhere where there's some sunlight, if you can. Step 3. On the top of 1 sheet, I want you to write time. And I want you to work out what your week currently looks like. So how it's structured, what regular commitments you have in your life or for your family, be it sport, be it school, be it work. And are there any windows that already exist? So by windows, I mean blocks of time that you don't actually have any committed things. Step number 4. On the top of the next sheet of paper, I want you to write stuff and things, and I want you to draw 4 columns. A column called what, a column called who now, a column called who could, not me, and a column called time saved. So in column 1, write a list of the regular things that have to happen. That's the what, just all down 1 column. Next, in column 2, I want you to write who is currently responsible for them. So that's your who now column. In the 3rd column, I want you to identify the things that you are currently doing but would prefer not to, or that someone else could do. So that's who could, not me. So just simply from those 3 columns, you'll be able to identify if you have enough support people in your network. What possibilities exist? You're going to need this column again later, so we'll come back to that. In the fourth column, I actually want you to identify the amount of time that you could be leveraging if you weren't doing the things in column 3. So if you weren't doing them and or someone else was doing them. So then you'll be able to actually get a figure, like in terms of how much time is actually available for you to do other things if you weren't doing them. On the top of the third bit of paper, I want you to write what I want to be doing instead. This is a beautiful piece of paper. I want you just to write or draw or create whatever it is that you would be doing instead. So if you had some time that you weren't doing all those things in column 3, what would you be doing? Would you be doing something creative? Would you be relaxing? Would you be reading? Would you be drawing? And what needs to happen? For me, if I actually had windows of time in my life, what I would be doing is writing. Yeah? So I would spend that time writing. If I could write, for me to be able to write, there's certain things that need to happen. So then I want you to identify what would have to happen for that to happen. So for me to write a blog, for example, a blog post, I need at least around an hour of time so that I can just focus on that, be doing that for an hour. I need my desk to be kind of clear. Yeah, so there's certain things that need to have to happen in time for me to be able to, one, create an undisturbed 1 hour block of time, be at my desk, my environment be nice around me, my desk be clear, there not be social media popping up on me, and then when all those things were happened and the kids were happily at school and everything else was done, I could then write. And then step 6. On the top of the fourth piece of paper, I want you to write why. So going down the list on page 3, write how you would feel or be or what you would have if you did those things, and then chunk it up. So, if you're thinking, if I was writing, if I wrote for 1 hour, I would feel really creative. For me, when I write, it takes the busyness out of my head and then gets it out somewhere. And that helps me to feel relaxed. And then when I feel relaxed, I feel calm. And once I have that sense of calm, it enables me to get focused. It also means that everything else goes out of the way. And when I get there, I get clear, and then the words come out. And it has bigger meaning, and there becomes a purpose to what I'm writing. So once I've chunked my way all the way up there, like I can get how important it is to me to have that space for writing, because writing actually connects me to my purpose. And when I'm connected to my purpose, I have so much more meaning. And when I've got meaning, I can motivate myself to do anything. So this is the same as you. I want you to up-level it. Like, why would you do that? If you could read or write or draw or paint or whatever it is, like whatever you could do, if you could do that for 1 hour, then you'll find your why. And once you know that, I really want you to take a moment to reflect about what it's costing you not to do it. Yeah, that's not a real nice one to think about, but it's really, really important. You need to connect to your purpose, and then you need to understand what happens if you don't do it. If I don't write, then I'm not that sane, and I'm much more me, and I'm much more gentle, and I'm a much better mum, and I'm a much better partner, and I'm a much better friend when I've had a chance to get some of that creativity. Step 7. Stand up, shake it out, shake your booty, put on a song you love, have a dance, just have a little break from that. Because that's a lot of thinking and a lot of processing. And then step 8, doing so good with my fingers. I want you to grab the 5th piece of paper. If you've got a really big bit, that's good. So this is really about your creative energy. And to access your creative energy, you really have to actually have a good mix of kind of head and heart and gut. Like your whole system needs to be part of it. So we've done some head action. Now we really need it, and we've connected to heart action. So you need to actually have both of those to really pull your creative energy in. So what I want you to do is now, with all of that, I want you to identify exactly what you need to do to leverage time out of your existing week to do more of your magic, to do more of the stuff that's in alignment with your why. And to be honest, unless you're a really well-paid lifestyle organizer and do it for other people, I do not actually count doing laundry or house cleaning of any kind as magic. Even if you are the best and most magical clothes folder. And I'm not taking away from those things because those things need to happen. But you don't need to be the person doing them, or you wouldn't be watching this. Yeah, or this would not have resonated with you to go, I need to find out what it is that I'm meant to be doing. So what you're basically doing is writing a job description. So what I want you to do is use all the stuff on column 3 on page 2 to guide you. So that's the who could not me column. Yeah, so there might be people that already exist in your world who you've been able to identify, or you may just have been able to identify that you don't want to do it, but you don't know who the person is. So now I want you to look at what opportunities exist to fill that position. So it can be a job share, a part-time, a full-time, a casual. It can be made up of a variety of different people, but it's actually a real job. It's a real job, and that's what you're writing about. There are real things that need to happen, that have to happen for your world to function, and then you need to find somebody to do those. So it's a real job. It's got specific roles and lots of clarity and regularity. So it can't be continually changing from week to week or day to day. You know, you need to have some kind of system and structure in it so that you know that every Tuesday afternoon, this block of time exists for you to do what you need to be doing because this person or these people have got all the other stuff covered. So now you have to identify where you could find such a person or such people. Now, here's what I know works because I've tried all of this in various combinations. So you could have a live-in nanny, otherwise known as an au pair. You could have a live-out nanny or a housekeeper. You could use family daycare, a childcare centre. This is if you need care for children. You might need someone to help you with house cleaning, pool cleaning, gardening, cooking. You know, preparing meals, shopping, that kind of stuff. You may have also the help of grandparents or other family members who is about spending time with kids or doing certain things around. And then if it's about children, again, you might be looking at school friends and other mums, playdate swaps, shared care, parental arrangements. Yeah, there's ways that you're looking at leveraging time in your week where you are going to be completely undisturbed to do what you need to be doing. Experiencing resistance? Yeah, I know it well. But I can promise that this is my tried and tested way using all of the above methods in various forms over the last 18 years of being a working mum, and for a lot of that as a sole parent working mum. So people say to me all the time, I don't know how you do it all. That's just it. I don't do it all. I don't. I have a team of amazing people, a whole variety of other people in my community that help me. And that is most simply how I have it all. And you know what, lady? Here's what I know now. Once you've actually started to carve out space and time and got your boundaries sorted and your support system in order, you're going to want to get stuff happening. And then you're going to hit the biggest block of all, which is, what am I actually meant to be doing right now? How do you work out what the right thing for you to be doing is? How do you craft that thing into something that's a business and that's functional and financial and sustainable and you can be passionate about and real? How do you work out what it's worth? How do you find your people? How do you get over whatever it is you've got to get over to actually put yourself out there? Well, I'd love to be able to help you clarify that. So click the button below and leave me your contact details and we can schedule in a chat so that we can talk and work out exactly how to do that for you. Your version of that, yours. And we'll be able to see if we're a good fit because I just might have exactly what you need. I can't wait to chat. I hope you found the video series useful. Let me know what you think in the comments or flick me an email. And I can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye, lovely.